From the 9 provincial legislatures are being sworn in the National Council of Provinces today. It's to be the first sitting of the NCOP, presided over by Chief Justice Mogoeng Mogoeng, following the outcome of the May 8th general election. Amos Masondo and Sylvia Lucas of the ANC have been elected unopposed as chairperson and deputy chairperson of the NCOP, respectively. Masondo is the former chairperson of the Parliament's Ethics Committee and the former mayor of Johannesburg, while Lucas is former Northern Cape Premier. Saiso Mohai, also of the ANC, retains his position as Chief Whip. Well, for more on this, we cross to our reporter Bulelani Philip, who's standing by for us in Parliament. Bulelani, what's the latest?
Well, good afternoon to you, Nompu, and to the viewers. Well, as you've summed it up in the intro, is that the 3 names that were put up for those key positions, including the chairperson, the deputy chairperson, as well as the chief whip, have actually emerged victorious. The ANC basically using its majority to put in those nominations. As you have confirmed, Mr. Amos Masondo is now the new chairperson of the National Council of Provinces. The deputy is the former Northern Cape Premier Sylvia Lucas, and the Chief Whip, who's also returning to the position, is Mr. Saiso Mohai. Of course, those appointments or election results just finished a short while ago, and of course, earlier before that, all those members, delegates of the National Council of Provinces had been sworn in by the Chief Justice Mogoeng Mogoeng. Now, the issue now is about making sure that all of these delegates to the NCOP are inducted and introduced to the system of the NCOP to ensure that they give effect to the role of the NCOP under a constitutional democracy. We know that maybe from next week they will be starting that induction process before the NCOP starts choosing its structure so that they can get down to their committee work.
Have you spoken to either the chairperson or the deputy chairperson?
Well, Nompu, the fortunate thing is that, following those elections, all these 3 presiding officers and the chief whip included, is that they had time to make declarations, including all the provinces as well as political parties. Of course, what I can highlight is that the chairperson, Mr. Amos Masondo, was saying that he intends to act in a manner that is integrity, as well as ensuring that they uphold the rule of law and the constitution. Now, committing that they need to emphasize the role of the NCOP in a constitutional democracy, as well as within Parliament, because the emphasis is normally really put on the National Assembly, and sometimes the NCOP, which is the second house of Parliament, is normally put in the back burner. Now, what they are saying is that they need to put the issues affecting provinces at the center of the discussions that happened here in Parliament. Of course, Ms. Sylvia Lucas also confirming the very same thing, that the center or the theme of this 6th Parliament is to ensure that they make it a people-centered institution. Well, the Chief Whip, Mr. Saiso Mohai, was saying that their role as public representatives is to ensure that they hold the executive accountable and not just become lame ducks. Nompu?
But you're right, Bulelani, that is quite a thing that you're saying about how the NCOP tends to be on the back foot in terms of the National Assembly. Lots of focus. We, the media, tend to focus on what's happening at the National Assembly level. And yet, presumably, it's probably even more important because it's more grassroots at the provincial level to see what's happening.
Most definitely, Nompu. The other thing is that the South African Local Government Association, which represents municipalities around the country, is also having a seat here in the NCOP, which is now meaning that the NCOP actually puts together, the 3 spheres of government represented there. And therefore, it's quite important that the work that they do is actually mainstreamed as well as actually put under focus, because some of the legislation that actually flow from the National Assembly needs to be passed as well by the National Council of Provinces. But of course, as I've said, in the past, they've just been accused of just becoming a rubber stamp of the National Assembly. But, well, if the words and the promises of the presiding officers is anything to go by, well, we can expect that in this parliament, the rigorousness and the effectiveness of the NCOP is actually going to be lifted up to higher standards.
Well, we know that you're going to be watching that space for us. Thanks very much, Bulelani. My colleague Bulelani Philip reporting from Cape Town.
The Zondo Commission has heard about how Transnet